Sometimes teachers fail to realize the impact that they've had on their students' lives until many years later. Fortunately, my classmates and I were able to show our former high school band director, Richard Keyton, how much he had been a positive influence on the students and his bands. At a surprise reunion at his home in 2009, about 20 of us sat around his living room sharing our memories and thanking him for all that he had done to shape our lives. And again in 2012, at a reunion in our hometown of Orange, Texas, we came together to celebrate and show our appreciation for his leadership.
Before our first reunion, and about 3 years ago?
2009.
2009. Had thought about him a lot, had some email contact with him a couple of times. One thing that I remember about Mr. Keyton is that he was so fair in everything that he did with us.
What I always remember about him, and didn't really realize it until I became grown, is that he saw me for who I really was.
There hasn't been a month, a day, a week go by that some aspect of what I learned and who I am because of Mr. Keyton and my experiences in the band.
But I like Mr. Keyton because he actually told you things that you could use later in life. He taught you to start on time and to finish on time and to work with others. And it's kind of like, the book, everything I know I learned in kindergarten. Well, everything I know I learned in band.
So may I take this manner of communicating with you to say thank you, all of you.
Little did I know when I was that little girl in the beginner band learning how to play my flute that I would grow up and that it would be my career, and I really owe a lot of that to you because you made me believe in myself and you pushed me, and I don't know, you provided the motivation for me to want to play that instrument, and I grew in love with it, and I want to thank you for that.
And you instilled that pride in us, and I've kept that in me ever since then. And I guess if I could say anything, I thank you so much.
The fact that you expected us to, be a bit disciplined. You expected a lot of us.
You instilled such a love for music with me, and which has instilled into my children, and the music I play for my children when they were little. When they got into music, their teachers said they've been exposed to music, and I said, yeah, they have.
I think that a lot of the friends that I still have today are the friends that we met in band, and I know that you can't understand this closeness that we have, but just everybody meeting here tonight and a couple of years ago shows how important you were to us, and we appreciate it.
There's two men that had very important parts of my life that affected me, my dad and Mr. Keyton. My dad was a bowling coach, and he affected a lot of people, and what he did for other kids, Mr. Keyton was for me.
And Mr. Keyton said, Donna Reed, as you go through life, you're going to be judged. Remember, you're going to be called upon to perform in all kinds of roles where people don't know and don't care about your backstory. But you're going to have to perform nonetheless. And just remember, it'll always help you if you smile.
And as I mentioned before, the band hall was always the safest place. And no matter if we sat first chair or last chair, or anywhere in between, you always made all of us feel that we could do it. The sky was the limit, there weren't any limits, and anything was possible if we're willing to work for it, and you're willing to help us.
Some of us became doctors, mechanics, executives, managers, librarians, music teachers, scientists, law professionals, and some of us even became band directors. But all of us shared the positive influence of a teacher who used the process of learning music to prepare us for life.
And I hope that you continue through your life to support music education in your life and your children, doing these things that you've learned. May all life's passing seasons bring the best of you. Thank you very much.